G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of the Inner City Hermit podcast. Another one for your week. I've been a little bit quiet lately. I went into that really fast. It doesn't matter. I've been a bit quiet lately this week. I was, I don't know, just busy. Just really busy. I actually wasn't going to record this one today, but then I decided, you know what, I need to do it. Because if I don't do it, then I'm going to slack off, and then it's kind of like a gym sesh. Like you feel really good after you do it. It's just a matter of getting your shit together so you do it. But yeah, I don't think it's been a busy week, but I'm tired. I'm super tired, and I think I'm super tired because of how hot it is. It is so ungodly hot. Like this weekend, I don't think I've ventured outside of the house maybe 3 times because it's so damn hot, and I just physically, it just makes me feel gross. Like everything's so dry and you just, I don't know, it's just gross. It's just a gross time. Like it's, ugh. So I have made a conscious decision. I have been staying inside. I have been cranking the aircon. I think yesterday I did a lot of stuff in front of the TV. Really good. I think I need that too because it's just getting to that point in the year, and I've kind of spoken to a whole bunch of people around this, just in that everyone's tired. Like literally everyone's tired. No matter what job you do, it doesn't matter. You get into like that November, where how many weeks away from, we're probably 6 weeks away from majority of people having those 2 weeks over Christmas, and just Christmas in itself is creeping up, and everyone kind of clocks off in December, but man, I'm just exhausted. Like even now my eyes are just droopy as, so I feel good, but I think we could probably all resonate the same thing with the heat. It was like 34 degrees fucking yesterday, like ugh. And then, obviously the smoke, because if you haven't noticed, the country's on fucking fire. And the smoke, like I look out now and I kind of relate it back to like, it's kind of like when I was in Thailand. And I remember this was fucking ages ago, mind you, this was about 10 years ago. But I just remember sitting in Bangkok and sitting in my hotel room that we were in. I just looked out and I was just like, there's so much smog, and you couldn't see probably couldn't see like a 800, it's a bit cool. Probably couldn't see like 3 kilometers out, like past there. You could probably see like the horizon, but here, sorry, I just keep looking out the window, but here we're so used to being able to see so clearly. Like you can literally see, if you're driving down the highway towards the Gold Coast, you can literally see like the hinterlands in the background. So not being able to do that is scary, really scary. And, I'm not asthmatic or anything like that. I got bloody brilliant lungs, but I was running around the other day at school and I literally, like, you couldn't even breathe. It was so just, ugh. So, staying inside a lot lately. But yeah, man, the fires, it's nuts. It's super crazy. Like you see, how do I explain it? It's like, how you see, like, it was kind of like when I was in the earthquake in Bali. Like, it wasn't a big earthquake, but you see it so much. Like, you see it, in America, or you see it on the news, but you don't sort of think, you're like, oh, man, like, I'm so far away from everything. Like, there's no way anything like that would get near me. And then, you get, like, it's literally just down the road. Like I saw a video of Tangalooma. Like Tangalooma is not that far away from Brisbane. Not that far away at all. Like, and then, the coast is like a stone's throw away, and it's only a stone's throw from the coast. So, and I saw, I think it was this Instagram story. I honestly don't know whose Instagram story it was. It was on the Inner City Hermit account. So there's a lot of people I follow on there that I don't actually personally know. But I just saw it was the person was on holidays. I don't know, like there was probably a bunch of people there because it is like, it's hot and it's a nice destination. But it said that their holiday was cut short because they had to evacuate because of the fires. And one of the things that they posted was them leaving like on a boat, and then just in the background it just was just fucking, it looked like a scene from a movie. It was just like everything was burning down, and it's terrifying. It's so scary. Like, you heard a lot about the fires in like Los Angeles and all that, and you're like, oh yeah, like, okay, I don't know my news sources very well, but apparently the burning, like the scale of burning, is happening just as quickly, if not quicker, than that. But that's so scary. Like, I even saw, I'll like kind of have a look at it now, but like I think the statistic was that it was like, hang on, Amazon, fires compared to Australia. Yeah, I saw a statistic that we were burning. Our fires were burning. Oh wow, it's still burning. Oh no, wait, that was from September. Anyway, yeah, but it's burning just as quick. If it's actually burning quicker and more land than the Amazon fires. Like it's crazy. It's like, it's nuts. And I think the worst bit. The worst bit is some of the fires are just being started by like fucking kids. Like, I think the last one was a 16-year-old kid was charged for the fires, like some of the fires in Queensland, like for fires. Oops. Here we go. Yeah, like man charged after allegedly lighting a bushfire. 11 hours ago, a 50-year-old... Oh, wow, okay, so different. A 51-year-old man has been charged after allegedly lighting a fire in Ybor. What the fuck's Ybor? 80 kilometers northeast of Armidale in a backburning attempt to protect his cannabis crop. Oh, man. Bro, what the fuck? No. Oh, you idiot. Yeah, so there you go. There's a 51-year-old man charged. There was a 16-year-old like guy charged. Like, what the fuck? Why are we lighting fire? Like, I mean, it's a consistent argument between the lefties and the righties about how backburning should exist and how they're saying no, we shouldn't exist. But man, part of me is like, if we were burning off, this stuff, would the fires really I don't know. I don't know much enough about the topic to really have an opinion on it, but there's got to be like a middle ground that we can sort of, I don't know, abide by. There's got to be something. Like, it's just hectic. It's really it's scary. It's really scary. And the fact that it's coming closer and closer, and as much as people want to be like, oh well, the fires weren't started because of global warming, it's like, no shit, Sherlock. Like, but the fires are obviously not being put out, and there's a reason for them not being put out. It's because we can't fucking put it out because it's so fucking hot. No, man, it's never been this hot, but it's always this hot. No, fuck you. It's not this hot. This is like, it's not even, we're still in November. It's not even summer, and we're sitting in 35 degrees. Something's up. There's got to be something up. But yeah, so, if anyone's listening and you're affected by those fires, holy shit, I feel for you. I really, hang in there, man. It's fucked. But shout out to all the fireys. Like, you can do whatever. Like, they're nuts. Like, they're honestly crazy to be doing that much work. Like, I heard that some of them are working 24 hours on and 12 hours off. Like, that's fucked. Like, 24 hours of fighting fires with 12 hours most likely sleeping and eating, and then straight back into another 24 hours. Like, fuck, man. Those are the people. Those are like proper superheroes. So, shout out to all the fireys. You guys are fucking amazing. I think I go to gym with a fiery, and I'm always just like, dude, you're a nutcase. Like, the shit you do is amazing. But yeah, so it's scary. It's scary, and it's scary that it's happening on our doorstep, but it is happening, and these things, it's more and more prevalent nowadays, so it's a little bit worrying. But yeah, enough about that. Like, I mean, I could sit here and talk about it for like an hour about how scary it is and how shit it makes me feel, but that's not going to help anything. Being negative isn't going to help anything. And so, I'm going to kick on with the other shit I had to talk about, because I do have a lot of shit to talk about. But yes, massively. If I don't know any charities or anything specifically, but I'm sure if you go on Facebook, like, don't have a coffee one day, that's $5. If 100 people don't have a coffee, that's, $500. So just donate where you can, or do something. I gave $5 the other day to the koala century thing. It just popped up, and I was like, fuck it, $5 is nothing. Well, just take it. And so do your bit if you can. Anyway, but so maybe it's so hard to transition into that. How the fuck do you transition it from that? Oh shit. Anyway, so I started a bit of a tradition with my family because we're all over the place. My brother's getting older. I'm obviously not at home. And mum and dad are busy at work, but we've kind of started this tradition that on Saturday mornings we go get coffee together, and it's so good. Like, I think it's important to connect with your family or friends, or just having like a group like that is so good. But we started talking yesterday about just, I don't know, it's probably a testament to my sense of humor, because my family is fucking funny. I've got a fucking funny family. Like, the shit we talk about is, I think if anyone sat in on the conversations I have with my family, they would just be like, what is wrong with you people? But we were talking yesterday, and we were just talking about like random stuff, mainly about like traveling and stuff like that. But we brought up like I was talking about a watch. I got a watch for my birthday, but it's this was ages ago, mind you. But I never got it fitted to my wrist, and we got on the topic of watches, and we spoke about how when I went to the formal, I wore a watch. My school formal, I wore a watch, and the watch was from Bali, so it didn't work. It was gold. It looked fantastic, but the thing was fucking useless. It was. I remember someone asked me what the time was. I said, "Oh yeah, it was 9 o'clock once, but fucking I don't know now." But yeah, and I actually had a really good watch. So I bought this like Nike runner watch. I was year 12. I saved up for it. I was so excited by it, and then I bought it to Bali with me, and the fucking thing stopped working. It just stopped. It was probably a battery issue, but whatever. And my mum has this thing where she loves to try. She loves to try and help, and she thinks everybody is always going to help you. And when you're in Bali, that is not the case, because these people just want your money. Like, they're just working people. They work as hard as they can, and they just want your money. So I'm walking down the street. I can't remember. It was in Kuta somewhere. And we stop at this. This. I don't know. I'd say it's a market, and the guy brings out his fucking watches, and you're like, oh, sick, yeah, cool, bro, like whatever. And then he grabs my watch, and Balinese people are so smart with this. They're such good salesmen. He taps on my watch, and then he says, "Oh, it's broken." I said, "Yeah, mate, it's fucked. It doesn't work." And my mum, being the technology and watch genius she is, she asks old mate. She goes, "Hey, you fucking hell, you work with watches. Do you think you could help? Do you think you could fucking fix this watch?" And the guy, of course, because my mum's like, "Yeah, I'll give you money." And the guy's like, yeah, for like fucking $4 or whatever it is, they'll help me fix my watch. And so I was like, okay, sick. I'll fix my watch, and I'll get it, whatever. It can't be that hard to fix. Anyway, this guy proceeds to completely dismantle my watch. And when I say dismantle, I mean the thing is in 1,000 pieces. Like, there was things coming off my watch that I didn't even know existed on a watch. Like, I just watched, you ever seen something, when someone doesn't know what they're doing, but you catch them out, you're like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, what are you doing? You don't know. What are you doing? What the fuck? So this guy starts dismantling the watch. And I thought, this is fine. Look at it. He's got 1,000 watches in his bloody market. I'm sure old mate will be able to fix the bloody watch. And anyway, so this is the part where I knew that the watch was fucked. Like, this is the part. He goes, he's putting it together. So he's putting it back together. I got my watch on here so I can examine. So he's taking it apart and he looks at it, and then he takes a big deep breath. He goes, and then he starts fiddling with it again. And at that point, I'm like, oh, he's probably just just checking out which piece needs to be changed. But then he turns around to his mate and he goes, in whatever language it was, he goes, turns around, and he goes, I don't know what language. Like, I don't want to sound like a fucking idiot, but he sort of said something like "anting dong," like, fuck, man, I'm an idiot. But he turned around to his mate and he had a word to his mate, and he said something along the lines of what I would assume to say, "Hey, brother, I've completely fucked this dude's watch up. What the fuck do I do?" To which the other guy replies in, the same language. I would say that he said, "I don't know, brother. Just put the fucking thing back together and take the money." So he puts the watch back together. He takes one piece out. Like, there was one piece that he fucking took out. And he never put it back in the watch. So that was when I knew. And I just looked at this dude, and I looked at my mum. And my mum looked at me, and she did the ultimate, "I'm very sorry, son. I'm sorry." She just looked at me like, excuse me. Look at the fucking smoke. Like, I went for a walk before, and the smoke's just fucking my lungs up. But she looked at me like she knew. She knew my watch was never going to be the same again. So she said, okay, and the guy puts the watch back on. I look at the watch. The watch is completely boned. There's one hand missing. There's a hand missing. Like, it just says 9. 9 nothing. Just one hand. So you got to bloody guess the minutes or whatever. And he starts typing. He goes, see, working. And I said, see, fucking not working, you idiot. And he goes, no, you wait. So I literally was just like, looked at my mum. I said, "Mum, you have completely fucked my watch. I'm never going to know the time ever again. Thanks, Mum." So I get the watch back. And of course, because I'm such a polite dickhead, I just was like, "Oh, thank you so much." In my head, I'm thinking, fuck you. So I'm thinking, "Thank you, here." And he goes, "Oh, that's 1,000 like, I think he said like 5,000 rupiah." So I literally was like, "Well, I'm stuck now. Here's 5,000." To which that is what? That is $5. So my mum made me pay $5 for someone to ruin my watch. And the worst bit was, my brother looked at it and he goes, "Hey, haha, guess what? You could have paid me $5 and I would have fucked your watch up for free." Or not for free. That doesn't make any sense. But you know what I mean. The story probably sounded better in my head, to be completely honest. But I remember, and we were just talking yesterday about the watch incident. The watch incident has lived on in the family for a long time. And I still actually have the watch. I still have the beautiful Nike watch. And you know how my mum made it better? She bought me another Balinese watch, which then proceeded to stop working as I got off the plane. So, moral of the story is here, guys. Do not go to Bali and get your watch fixed, because they won't fix it. They'll just break it. And it'll be just terrible. It'll just be a terrible time. So yeah, but that's becoming like a thing in my family now. We're kind of all sitting down. We all sit down on a Saturday. We just reminisce about, funny things that happened. A little bit like the old Rudolph story coming around to Christmas. And when Christmas comes around, Christmas is a massive thing in my family. We love, the season. I don't know. I think my mum was never a Christmassy person as a kid. I think my nan and pop weren't really too much into Christmas, but my mum has just taken it and just gone full Buble. Done the full Buble. By full Buble, I mean just, a massive Christmas freak. And that's kind of passed on to me. So I'm a huge Christmas freak. I get really excited 1st of December. If you do set up your Christmas tree before the 1st of December, I do have questions about you. I don't know how long we can kind of celebrate Christmas for, but we tend to keep it. We do 1st of December, tree goes up. Doesn't matter what day of the week the 1st of December is, but tree goes up 1st of December. And then tree always goes down on the 31st. That is the Christmas rules. You don't fuck with the Christmas rules. Yeah, don't fuck with the Christmas rules. So, and my mum, my mum has this thing where if she, far out, she goes to Christmas shops. She is a psycho when I think about it. She goes to Christmas shops and she will always put her head in a Christmas tree. And she says she just opens her eyes in the Christmas tree and she'll smell the tree. Yep, she'll smell the Christmas tree because she says it smells like Christmas. What are the odds of that, eh? Smells like Christmas. Yeah, Christmas to me smells like food, but I guess Christmas could smell like a plastic pine tree. I mean, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, so funny stories from my childhood. They're always good, and I think all those experiences really shape the person you are today. Like, I look at my sense of humor now, and I'm just like, yeah, this is probably because of these experiences I had as a kid. So yeah, really cool. I have been super busy this week too because I have been playing, of course, you guys know it, I've been playing Pokemon. I have been playing Pokemon all fucking weekend, and I'm not ashamed. I think I've clocked up around 15 hours already, so I've done 2 7-hour days. But there was one thing I had to kind of talk about because I loved it. I fucking love Pokemon, and if you're a casual player or whatever, if you don't care about Pokemon, you can probably turn the podcast off now. But if you do want to hear about it, because I am going to speak about probably something that has nothing to do with Pokemon, to be honest. But, like, there's been a lot of hate around the Pokemon game. And it's so weird that... And I feel like it's a summary of our generation, really. Like, I mean, I look at this game and you can see it up if you're just listening to the audio, like I've got it playing. But, go have a look at any sort of YouTube video and have a look. Like, if you've seen where Pokemon's come from when I first started playing, playing Pokemon Gold or whatever, to where it is now, it's like fucking ridiculous. Like, the game is just unbelievably awesome. The graphics are crazy. It's everything you could want, but... And this is where the but comes in. This is where I think we are just a very spoilt generation. If you gave this game to any kid maybe 5 years ago, it would be the greatest thing ever. But suddenly, because it's 2019 and everything looks amazing, there are people whinging about how it's like cartoony and how it's not big enough and how... There's just so many people whinging about the game. Like, when you look at the game... I wouldn't have even comprehended something like this to even exist when I was a kid. So I'm stoked. It doesn't matter what anyone can tell me. I'm fucking stoked. But some people are just so spoiled. Like, we're spoiled with like games like COD and FIFA. Like, it has to be more and more realistic. Like, there's got to be a part where we go, okay, it can't be like real life. It can't look like real life. Because if it looks like real life, it just defeats the purpose of it being a game. Like, the whole point of it is for it to not be real. And people are just going on and saying how... And even down to, like... I think a lot of people are knocking this game out in about, 14, 15 hours. Like, if you play 14 or 15 hours of any game, usually you'll finish. Except unless it's like GTA or like Skyrim, where it just keeps going, like, on and on and on. But, man... There are some Pokemon pussies out there, dude. Like, it's fucked. It's so frustrating. So if you're one of those Pokemon pussies, just shut the fuck up. Just play the game. Because the game is unreal. Like, think back to your 10-year-old self. If you saw this and you were like, if you looked and saw that, you'd be like, this is the best thing ever. Yeah, so, I don't know. I just think we're spoiled. We're too spoiled, too bloody spoiled at the moment in time. And we need to sort of take a look, step back and be like, hey, this is sick. Like, and I think that's for everything too. Like, people look at whinging about new iPhones and stuff. Like, are you kidding me? Think about our first phones we got. Just shut up and think. Like, man, a little rant there. We're spoiled. Stop being so spoiled. That's why the boomers hate us. We hate the boomers. Just a constant war. It's like left and right and bloody boomers versus fucking millennials, and everyone's just fighting with each other. Just everyone needs to take a fucking chill pill. Anyway, I think I'm cracking the time. Yeah, I think my thing over there says bloody my thing over there says 26 minutes, so I feel like that's enough. That's enough of me talking. You know what it is, guys. I don't need to tell you anymore. I don't need to tell you anymore. We got this. Life's good. life's good. Shit's happening. There's fires on, but we're all going to band together. We're banding together, and we're going to help each other out. Because I think at the end of the day, we're at a point in life where you don't need to compete for things. No one needs to compete. There's enough food on the table for everybody. We need to help each other more. There's too much of an attitude of fuck that guy. I need this. Man, give out some shit. Just be a nice human. There's too much shit going on that has nothing to do with people for us to be dicks. So, have a go help someone. If your mate needs some help, maybe if your friends don't have air conditioning and you do, fucking get them out for a beer or something and take them out of the heat. If you've got a pool, invite your mates over for a swim, cool them down. I don't know, just be nice to each other and do what you want. That was one thing I'm running against the clock side because I think that says 28 minutes. But one thing I have just. You know what? No, I'm going to save this for another podcast. Where I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling inspired today, but I want to go back to Pokemon. So, you know how it is. Hermits. Have a bloody good week. We've got a couple podcasts scheduled in with a couple more guests coming up. So I'm really excited about those. This week's been a bit quiet because I've been I've been a bit lazy. Actually, that's a lie. I've just been preoccupied. So the podcast isn't going anywhere, guys. You don't have to stress, all 5 of you. Anyway, guys, have a fantastic week. Tell your mum you love her. Just tell your dad he's a good bloke and hug your brother or sister. Do it. Just make sure people know you love them because I feel like at this point in time, that's important. Anyway, guys, peace out. Do your thing. Be nice. G up. Whatever you want. Yeah. Wholesome. Catch you.